girl entered a house where severed heads spoke from the walls. Most people would have run. Instead, she smiled, greeted them politely, and stayed to help an old woman she had never met. That simple act of kindness would change her life forever. This is Simple Tales. Long ago, deep in the bayous of Louisiana, there lived two sisters named Blanche and Rose. Blanche was gentle, patient, and hard-working. Rose was selfish, spoiled, and quick to anger. Their mother favored Rose in everything. The best food went to Rose. The finest clothes went to Rose. Whenever chores needed doing, Blanche was sent instead. Yet, despite her hardships, Blanche rarely complained. One morning, her mother sent her to fetch water from a distant spring hidden among the trees. The air was warm and heavy. Moss hung from ancient branches, and dragonflies skimmed across still pools of water. As Blanche filled her bucket, she heard a frail voice behind her. "Would you help an old woman?" Standing nearby was a bent grandmother with silver hair and kind eyes. Without hesitation, Blanche offered assistance. The old woman smiled. "Come with me." Curious but respectful, Blanche followed her deeper into the woods. Soon, they arrived at a strange little house hidden beneath towering cypress trees. Everything about the place felt unusual. Heads rested upon shelves along the walls. Some had gray hair. Some had bright blue eyes. All of them were alive. As Blanche entered, they turned toward her. "Good morning, child," they said together. A chill ran through her. Even so, she bowed politely. "Good morning." The heads smiled. Inside, animals spoke as naturally as people. A cat requested fresh milk. A rooster asked for grain. A dog politely requested water. Blanche did not scream or flee. She simply helped wherever she could. The old woman asked her to sweep floors, prepare meals, and tend the house. Blanche worked cheerfully from morning until evening. Not because she expected a reward. Because someone needed help. When the tasks were finished, the grandmother seemed pleased. "You have shown kindness when others would have shown fear." From a cupboard, she produced a basket filled with eggs. They looked ordinary enough. "Take these home," she said. "Drop them one at a time along the road. Listen carefully to what they tell you. Do exactly as they say. And whatever happens, do not let greed guide your choices." Blanche thanked her and began the journey home. Before long, one egg spoke. Its tiny voice floated from the basket. "Drop me." She obeyed. The shell cracked open. Out spilled shining silver coins that danced across the path like sunlight on water. A second egg requested the same. When it broke, beautiful clothing appeared, fine dresses embroidered with silver thread. Another produced jewels that glittered like stars. One revealed a magnificent carriage trimmed in gold. Yet another brought elegant horses that stepped proudly from the shell as if emerging from a dream. Blanche never grabbed for more, never demanded extra gifts. She simply listened and followed the instructions. By the time she reached home, she looked like a noble woman from a fairy tale. Her mother and Rose stared in astonishment. Blanche explained everything. The hidden house, the strange grandmother, the talking eggs, the rewards. Jealousy immediately filled Rose's heart. The very next morning, she demanded to be sent into the woods. After a long search, she found the old woman and the mysterious house. Unlike Blanche, she offered no greeting. She ignored the talking heads, complained about the chores, scolded the animals, rolled her eyes at every request. The grandmother watched quietly. At day's end, she handed Rose a basket of eggs identical to Blanche's. Rose snatched it without even saying thank you. On the journey home, the eggs began to speak. "Drop me gently," she scoffed. "I'll do as I please." The first egg was hurled against a tree. Its shell burst apart. A mass of writhing snakes spilled across the ground, hissing and twisting through the leaves. A scream escaped her lips as she stumbled backward. Another egg begged for care. Irritated, she smashed it beneath her heel. Dozens of fat toads exploded from the shell, croaking loudly as they bounced through the mud and splashed her dress. Panic began to replace anger. Surely the next egg would be different. Surely something valuable would appear. Instead, when the third shell cracked, a freezing wind rushed through the trees. Dark figures emerged from the shadows. Crooked shapes with glowing eyes drifted silently between the cypress trunks. Branches rattled overhead. Whispers seemed to come from every direction at once. Fear tightened around her chest. For the first time, she remembered how rudely she had treated the old woman. She turned and ran. The basket slipped from her hands. Eggs shattered behind her, one after another. More snakes, more toads. More strange creatures crawling, slithering, and shrieking through the bayou. She raced through mud and tangled roots without daring to look back. By the time she reached home, her dress was torn, her hair was tangled with leaves, and every trace of pride had vanished. Her mother could only stare. The rewards Blanche had received could not be stolen. The magic had never belonged to the eggs. It answered the choices of the people who carried them. And so, Blanche prospered. Rose carried the memory of that day for the rest of her life. Because kindness opens doors that greed can never find. And sometimes the truest magic reveals exactly who we are. Thank you for joining this simple tale. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves myths, legends, and forgotten tales from around the world. Until the next one.